Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me on another video. I wanted to bring to you guys a video that they have been making in collaboration with Money Mom. I wanted to go ahead and jump in and give my take on this video since I have experience being without money to pay bills. So what would I do if I found myself in a position to not be able to pay my bills, which I have? So I want to share with you what I have done. First of all, check your budget, review it, adjust it. That's the first thing you can do. And immediately cut whatever you can cut. This is the first very important step that you should take, and something that could be done right now. Second step is call the companies to cancel any services or to ask for extensions. Let them know that you might not have money to pay your upcoming bill. Be aware of any programs that they might have. Along with this, if you can do it and you qualify, go check out government assistance as far as putting in an application maybe for housing, applying for Medi-Cal, applying for food stamps, WIC. If you probably didn't qualify for WIC and you still have kids in California is under 5, you might be able now to go ahead and apply for WIC also. Another thing is any places that you can go and get free food as far as food banks. If you don't qualify for any food stamps or anything like that, you can always search and see where you can go get free food. Maybe volunteer if you want to do it, but if not, you're not required to go volunteer. If you need to concentrate your energy on how to make income, you can go ahead and maybe in the future you'll be in a better stance to go. Number 3, I really encourage you, which I have done, is write the next morning plan. And one of the very best places that you can visit is job agencies, temporary job agencies. I have done this. And as soon as you go, they'll most likely call you the following day with a job. At one point, I found myself like this without any jobs. And what I did was go to my local library because I didn't have computer. At the moment, we didn't have cell phones with all this internet stuff and everything. So I found myself going to the library every single day. I would spend 4 or 5 hours searching for addresses and printing out maps and everything so that I could go to the job agencies. I was calling and making appointments. And believe me, a lot of the times maybe jobs lasted for 2 weeks or a month or 2 months. Sometimes it was only a couple days or 1 day. But every week I had a smaller or bigger check, if not from one agency, from another agency. But that is the way that I immediately was able to get income through a job, which in this case were temporary agencies. Another way that I have found work, and a lot of people probably mention Craigslist and OfferUp just to sell stuff, which I'll get to that point. But also Craigslist is really good to find jobs. You might have to be very careful because a lot of the jobs on Craigslist might be scams and stuff like that, but just use your common sense. Keep your eyes open and be aware that there is a lot of scams out there. And if it sounds too good to be true, then it's too good to be true. It's not true. So just be careful with all those scams, but you can definitely find a permanent job through Craigslist. I have found a permanent job through Craigslist, and it was a good job. I was there for around 2-3 years. That is a way that you can immediately look for a job. And also nowadays, there's so many driving services, delivery services that you can work with. If you have a car, you can download apps. I have not done this personally, but I know of very close relatives that do this and friends, and they make a good full-time income. So those are ways that you can take action right away and have an income aside from all that assistance that you might look for. For number 4, I have massive declutter. You can make a lot of money from this because, first of all, not only can you put your ads on this websites like Craigslist, OfferUp, and any other websites that there is to sell things, but you can also, on the first weekend coming up, you can do a yard sale. I have done this, and just in that weekend you can make hundreds of dollars. So this is the time to declutter everything you've been wanting to get out of your house and make some money during the weekend. Anything that you don't sell, or even before the weekend, you can announce it on all these many websites or apps that you can use. Along with decluttering, you can declutter your pantry. It's the time to use up everything you have in your pantry. A lot of the times we accumulate for emergencies, but then when this emergency comes, we don't want to use it up. We still struggle and we get worried about food. But this is the time to do the no spend challenge and use up everything you might have in your pantry or your freezer. Again, if you have not saved food on your pantry or freezer, you can always resort to food banks. Or another thing that I have done, because not always did I have food in my pantry, not a lot, I had potatoes, pasta, rice for the whole month. As long as we didn't go to bed hungry, we can have the cheapest items that there is to eat, and that is fine. It's not gonna kill you for a month if you just buy these inexpensive items. And if you have an idea on how to cook, you can just cook them and give them great flavor. Potatoes, actually there is a potato diet that you can follow. It might help you to lose some weight if you want to lose some weight. This is the time to use up whatever you have in your pantry. If not, go ahead and eat the cheapest meals. It's fine for a month to sacrifice on this, just so that you don't stress over the fact of not having money for groceries. Another way that related to food, and I should have mentioned it on the step where I mentioned about getting food stamps, you can also make some money if you use your food to make tamales, or if you make any kind of desserts, if you bake anything, you can probably even use some of these items so that you can sell a cake and make a little bit of money in that way. Anything that you can do might be of a lot of help right now. For number 6, I believe, if you have been counting, I probably lost count already, but for number 6, you can network. Make sure you network with anybody that you have around. If you go to church, if you go to the library and you know people around the library, if you go to the community center, if you volunteer anywhere, if you have friends or family that you can call, this is the time to network. Let them know that you are out of a job. Like right now, you can give them a call. As soon as you get home, from the time you either lose your job or whatever it is, you can let them know that you need help, you need work, and they might know someone who knows someone, or they might be able to give you a job for you to do, something that you can do. There's many things that you can do and don't require a lot of equipment. At one point, I gave massages to some ladies from church. I had my massage table, and I am a certified massage therapist, and so I was able to offer massages. At one point, I knew how to do nails, so I did acrylic nails, and I made some money in that way. Another thing that you can do is babysit. You can bake, as I mentioned. You can cook, or you can maybe clean a car, detail a car. Whether if you're a man or a woman, there's always ways that you can make money. You can maybe cut someone's lawn. There's many ways that you can make money, but you have to speak up and not be shy and not be ashamed. Your friends and your family, believe me, they will be happy to help you if you ask for the help. Especially if you're asking for work, believe me, there's nothing to be ashamed. They're going to be so proud of you. They're going to help you. At this point, you can also think about your housing situation. If you can make money, maybe renting a room or dividing your house in a certain way so that someone can live with you. It's not the most convenient way to live, but it's temporary. I have also done this. And if you own your house, you can probably even maybe rent an apartment and rent your whole house. Or if you are renting a house, you can think about downsizing and move to a smaller place. And then again, as I mentioned, you can always get a roommate, and that'll be a little less of a headache. It might be a headache to bring someone in, but then again, it could be for a few months or 6 months, and you don't have to move from where you currently live if that is not an option for you. Along with this housing situation, you can also call your landlord if you are renting. And even if you have a mortgage, sometimes you can call the mortgage company and maybe there is an arrangement you can make as long as you call within time before you're late. But even paying rent, maybe if you call the owner of the house or if it's an agency and let them know your situation before the rent comes up and you don't have money to pay it, but if you give them a heads up, maybe they can work something for you because they already know. Let them know about your situation and that you still want to live there, but you might not have money to pay for this rent coming up, but you'll catch up. Maybe they'll arrange something with you, but as long as you call them. Also, to make some money, you can probably right now invest a little bit of money and time and refurbish any old furniture you might have. Look for old furniture that people are giving away and maybe you can refurbish it. Believe me, a lot of these items can go for hundreds of dollars. And if you get it for $20, which I did get once before, an older desk that without even painting it or anything, they go for hundreds of dollars. I got it actually for $20. I had been waiting for a desk like this for a long time, and finally I came across it. We painted it, and I know that if I wanted to sell this desk at one point, it could easily go for $200. So refurbishing old furniture or a chair or anything that you might have is also a good way to make money. For number 9 is, I know it's not ideal, but if you have to, you have to do it. In the meantime, use any credit cards you might have to help you through. If you can arrange paying the rent or whatever it is that you can and you are able to pay with the credit card, go ahead and pay with the credit card. Again, it's ideal if you don't resort to the credit card or to borrowing money, but if you have to, you have to. If you have no food to eat or if you're going to be kicked out, it's better to use your own credit card and then catch up later, pay it later, than to be kicked out of your house. So you can pay any bills that you might have to pay, or if you do have to buy groceries or anything that it's not a choice to delay in paying, but you must have to, go ahead and use your credit card at the moment. Make sure you do pay the minimum payment on these credit cards. And eventually, as soon as things are better, make sure you pay them off. Make sure you know that you are going to be on a strict budget so that you can pay off those credit cards. And also, ask family or friends. I know this is really embarrassing and I am the worst person to tell you this because I hate, but if you have to, ask friends or family, someone who you can trust, someone that trusts you for some money, to lend you money. If you have to sign a letter, let them know that you'll pay them back. If you have to, maybe give them something to hold until you pay them, just to give them some sort of security that you are going to come back and pay them that money. I think there might be some people that would want to help you if you have been a trustworthy person. And this brings me to my last advice, and it's number 10. Please, as much as you can, stay away from pawn shops. Stay away from payday advance places where they give you cash even if you don't have the money. But these places, like those can really ruin you, even worse than credit cards. So please, as much as you can, stay away from pawn shops or this advanced payday loans. Stay away from them. That is my greatest advice that I can give you above all these. And do any of these and any of the ones that you can gather in this community and this collaboration, but stay away from pawn shops. I can't stress this enough. That is a trap. That is a trap that it's going to ruin you financially. It's going to be really hard to get out of that. So if you can make money in any of these ways, but what I have used the most, if I can tell you, one of these is go to temporary job agencies. They find you a job right away. If you have transportation, that would be good. And also if you can do those delivery apps, all of them are good. So make sure you take these steps, and hopefully this helps someone who's in this situation. Believe me, I know how hard it is, how stressful it is. And at the moment, we don't think straight. We don't think there's a way out. We don't think there's any possibility. Anything that we think about, we think it's not going to work or it takes time. Everything is going to take a couple days. Everything is going to take a little time. So don't be ashamed to ask for help, and be patient to invest a little bit of time or effort into working and getting your paycheck and everything. Don't worry, this shall pass, and it's temporary, and it's going to teach you a great lesson if you are not now prepared for any emergencies. Believe me, it'll teach you a lot. Thank you so much for being here with me on another video. Don't forget to go ahead and check out the collaborations that Money Mom had from Centsible Living. I'll go ahead and leave the link down below to her channel, and you can find, I think this collaboration was done about 2 weeks ago. You can find that video, and from there you'll be able to see all the channels. Also in her community tab, you'll be able to see all the channels that I collaborated in this topic. Well, thank you so much. See you next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.